Wonderful. Thank you, Eddie. Hi, everybody. I think we're just about ready to get started. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, lots of people in the session today, so super
We
excited.
do. That's fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah, happy Wednesday for sure. I put in the chat just a few minutes ago. If you just came in, you probably didn't see it, but we're going to send some resources to you by the end of the week, including a recording of this session, the slide deck, and a few other things as well. So if you want to just pop your email into the chat, that would be super helpful so we can get those things to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're ready to get started. We know people are going to be popping in, over the course of the next 4 or 5 minutes, but we want to get started in kind of introducing ourselves, and hopefully you're in the right place. If not, you've clicked the wrong link. We are going to go through an introductory guide to Canvas LMS. Now, this guide has been modified over the last couple of days as we kind of see the need that is happening inside your districts. And we love the conversation. So as we are going through this presentation, we're going to try our best to be as basic as we can, and to kind of drill down those immediate needs that you have as an instructor in Canvas. So first off, who the heck is Kelly and Eddie? Eddie is this guy right here that's talking to you, and we are your dedicated principal learning consultants for the state of Nevada. We work for Instructure, and we also work for Canvas, and we are very enthusiastic about the product. We've obviously are doing this, so we have to be, right? But also, we are both educators, and I'm a licensed educator in the state of Indiana. I have been the last 12 years. So it's been my 13th year in the classroom. But I've spent a few years outside of the classroom helping districts and teachers, coaching you on best practices inside Canvas LMS. So we get to talk about that. I taught audio and video production, radio and TV, right? I think that's the people always say, well, you got a face for radio. No, I get it. So I was a former high school educator, obviously taught 9 through 12. I was a Google certified innovator. I've been to 4 Google offices, and I'm a huge Google nut. So I applied for their innovator program and got in, which was amazing. I'm a former Canvas administrator, and I've worked as a technology integration specialist with a larger district here in Indiana for a few years as well. So that's me. Here's Kelly.
Hi, everybody. So a little bit about me, also a principal learning consultant for Instructure, who created Canvas. I 20 years in education, K-12 in Lake County, Florida, doing teaching a little bit of everything over the years. I was always the techie teacher, so I got my master's in instructional technology and then became an innovative learning specialist, which other districts call tech specialist, but basically teaching teachers how to use technology. And then I became an instructional dean right before Instructure came along and made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So since then, for about just over 3 years now, I've worked for Instructure and rolled out Canvas in a couple of the largest districts in the country, helping them. And I also was a customer success manager who worked with 60 smaller districts as well. And all of that just to tell you that I've had some experiences that I think we are going to be able to use to help you roll out Canvas quickly, but efficiently. So I'm super excited to be working with Nevada this year.
Kelly, let's start in what we've modified here as what we're referring to as the rapid rollout, right? We're gonna try to be Power Rangers today and morph this entire thing from what we normally do as adoption consultants for your state. And we are dedicated to Nevada. We've kind of covered that, but we are your people. We're the ones that are going to help get you from, I think I can only create a module, to, man, I got a really nice little layout. I got some interactive things happening. We're doing discussions. That's down the road. We're not going to worry about that today. We're not going to show you a lot of things about the calendar. There's 150,000 things. What Kelly said it best, like Canvas is very deep and wide. Like there are a ton of things that you can do in Canvas. And we want to get your gauge right off the bat on how you're feeling, because I think we have an idea of how you're feeling about Canvas, but we want to get a gauge of the room. So we're going to launch a poll really quickly in the Zoom. So you'll see that pop up on your screens. Please participate. And let's see how the room's feeling. You know, it's interesting. I should have taken cautiously optimistic out of there because I feel like lots of people I'm a middle of the road guy too. I get it. You know, if you can put C on every answer, you'll get a 50%. I guarantee it. So we'll see how this shakes out.
No, don't belittle the cautiously optimistic, Eddie.
That's a C. That's A, B, C, D.
No, it's good to be that way. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm completely freaked out. And sure, you can do it. Hey, I love all of that. That is the perfect cautiously optimistic person, right? You're freaked out and you can do it. So we've got about 70% of the vote in. We got a few more seconds here. If you haven't participated yet, get your votes in. We're not going to give away any prizes. It's not a game show, even though we'd like to make it that way. So if you can't see the poll, I'm not tech support, so I can't, unfortunately, I can't help you. But we're almost there. We're almost at 80%. Most of the people in the room are in the bottom half, right? You're either cautiously optimistic, you don't know if you can do it, or you're extremely freaked out. And Kelly and I's job is to take those top 40 or 50 people in this room that are just really struggling with the transition to help you get to, I'm cautiously optimistic, right? We know that at the end of this, you're not going to get it. I think I can be very upfront and tell you that as someone who has led district implementations, know enough to be dangerous. That is my favorite. But as somebody who has done this in a number of districts, and again, I have rolled out a number of online learning platforms with a lot of schools. And most recently, I'll tell you a quick story. I spent an entire year with a district working with Google Classroom. Okay, so and we spent a lot of time developing Google Classroom. We spent a lot of time. We certified almost half of our teachers as Google Level 1 certified educators because we were going to live inside Google Classroom. And then as the year progressed, we realized really quickly it wasn't the robust structure that we needed. So we decided to make a shift. And as educators, we are two sides of the coin. My wife is a third grade teacher, so I can say this. And she said it to me today again, and I understand. You have thousands of programs that you deal with. The one side is you have thousands of programs that you deal with a day. You have to deal with all these integrations with Pearson and Reflex Math and like all these things that you deal with. You have 900 logins. You got 40 kids in the classroom. You're trying to figure out how in the world you're going to get them logged in. And now all of a sudden you got Canvas, right? So it can be frustrating. It's extremely frustrating for somebody that's leading those initiatives too. And then you have the other side of the coin, which is like, I'm a teacher, I'm flexible, I'm going to work hard to figure it out, whatever it is, right? And I think that's where this really meshes well together. And Kelly and I get to kind of hold your hand through that process. And as we've learned over the last couple of days, that we see the need, that you guys just need to know like how to get in, how to create a page, what the heck is a module, how do I access the dashboard, if I want to create a quiz, how do I do that? So we know that those concerns are really, really prevalent right now in your districts. So we're going to try our best to help give you some of that. So segueing, again, radio and TV, I could talk all day. I have no script here. So we're going to segue into Kelly's section, which is a rapid rollout, but also to let you know, we are not, although we are this week, we are not your Canvas trainers. You do have a Canvas team of trainers that will be training you on Canvas. We are the people that will be leading the adoption throughout the state and kind of answering those questions with district leaders and having those big vision and goals conversations. But because we love Nevada, we are here to help you get trained when there aren't really trainers available right now. So that's what this is. Kelly's going to share her screen and show what we like to call the rapid rollout, right? So let's do it.
All right, so it's my turn to share. Okay, so we're going to send you some resources, and good job everybody who's put your email in the chat for me so that we can have that to do. We're going to send you the recording. We're going to send you the slide deck and any other resources that we can. I would say by Friday, we're going to get that out to you. One of them is on my screen now, and we're calling it a quick start guide with something keeps popping up in my way here. Hold on. To help you get started, basically. If you need any assistance, I think this document's gonna have some great resources for you. So I'm just gonna give you a quick little preview of it. It explains the dashboard and what's on the dashboard. It gives you some really important links to follow. I'll point out the ones that I think you're gonna get the biggest bang for your buck on. Here in this planning section, we have a remote learning planner with step one, a document where you're going to fill it out and you're going to be able to kind of start to think about what your course might look like. Step two is the one that I'm pointing out to you because I really think it's cool. So I'm going to open that one up. Maybe make a note to yourself. Don't forget, open step two and look at it. And it's loading. Okay, so this breaks it down for you. What do I do first? What do I do second? Basically, the first thing you're going to do is create a module, and it's going to give you more information, and then it's going to give you links to how do I create a module. Step two, add a page. On that page, put any resources that you want to put. Here are the guides that show you how to create a page. Step three, add a practice activity. Information about that, and then the guides that go along with it. Step four, add an assessment, and a little bit more information down here on the bottom. But I think this is one that I do think you're going to get a lot of value out of. So remember, remote learning planner, step two. So back to the document. It also shows you how to get to the training portal, which I'm going to demo for you in just a second. But there is training already available. So I'll show you how to get there. And what your options are when you get inside. But you're not alone. You don't have to just read things. There are videos and actual courses that you can participate in. I'm also going to show you how to get to the Canvas guides. If you're like me, you either want to see a quick video or you want a how-to document. Show me a screenshot, tell me what to do step by step. That's what I want to see when I'm creating something for the first time. So I'm going to show you how to get to those. What if I need help? What if I need support? What if something's broken? Here's how you get to Canvas support. And then the Canvas community. I like to say that a lot of the people in the Canvas community drank the Kool-Aid and they love Canvas and they help each other, and it's kind of amazing and cool. There's hundreds and hundreds and thousands really of people that will post questions and then help each other by posting the answers. So if there's something you want to do and you just don't even know where to look for it, you can pop that into the community and guarantee somebody will help you. All right, so you will be getting this along with those other resources that I shared with you. And Eddie and I are fast and furiously creating additional resources as well. We're going to try to make them as simple as possible for you so that they're effective. Eddie, would you like me to jump in and show them the training portal now? Or should we wait until that comes up in the slide deck? He's coming back. Let's give him 1 second. Eddie, we can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm here. I'm here.
There you are. Okay, got it.
Number one rule of all the Zooms. Yeah. So I was like, let's pull up our marching orders for today and kind of show on what kind of we're going to accomplish with the group, if that's okay. And then we can kind of
absolutely.
I can show kind of the first few things if you want to jump in and show a few things as well. We work really well on trying to share screens. Just bear with us as we're in and out of doing that. As Cindy says in the chat, you know, this resource, we believe in this in the rapid response world where you have to have something ready and available as soon as you can. This is gonna be a deal. So we think it's a good thing. We met with state leadership today, and we really hope to have a lot of this stuff deciphered and out to you as soon as possible. Tabs to pages is a very advanced, I see a comment already, but I don't even know if I want to go down this road, but like adding tabs to pages is a really advanced feature, and is something that you can obviously find. But thank you, Kelly, for answering that as you could. All right, so we have basically, like, we're going to call this like the rapid response, 6 areas of focus that we believe you need to walk out of here today. We firmly believe, as your adoption consultants, when we talk to leadership, that we can't show you the how unless we talk about the why. So we're going to talk about the why quickly because you're here to learn the how. Then we're going to talk about navigation, what it looks like inside the course, buttons that you should concern yourself with right off the bat, maybe some buttons that you can just forget about in your brain for a few weeks until you get going and want to learn more. We're going to show you how to create an announcement, a great way to communicate with your students and show them kind of how you can collaborate with them in that environment. There's also going to be some additional areas of focus that we talk about, like creating a module that was in that resource. We're going to show you how to do that today. We're going to be adding a page, and we're also going to be adding an assignment to a Canvas course. We feel like it's really important for you to do these things right off the bat: creating modules, adding pages, making announcements. If there are 3 things that you, again, in your brain, it feels overwhelming, you've been given links, you've been given resources, Canvas is very deep and wide. If there are 3 things you walk away with today, it is, where do I go to create a module? How do I add a page? And then how do I create announcements? And then at the end of this, we're going to briefly mention on adding assignments, because that is another ball of wax on, creating quizzes and discussions and things like that that you would be grading inside Canvas. But we do want to touch upon it. And this isn't the only session that we're ever going to train you on. We're obviously your adoption consultants. This will be a year-long thing. So if I'm going to break it down for everybody in the room that's like, I'm still freaked out, you have 3 things to worry about today. Can I create a module? Can I work inside my course and add a page? And then can I create an announcement so I can communicate with my kids inside Canvas? Those are your 3 main topics, but we're going to touch upon each one of these. So again, we can't really move forward without talking about why this platform is important. Kelly touched upon it. We'll talk about your workroom. Kelly touched upon it a little bit this earlier in the slide that she was talking about the community of Canvas users. And honestly, you've used other LMSs or any LMS, like you get like why that's important. It's a centralized place for content, right? It provides a consistent experience. There's an online environment for feedback and communication. I'm a communications teacher, so like communications is my passion. I believe in doing those things for the right reasons, and using an online environment to accomplish those things is super easy in any LMS, whether it's Canvas or Google Classroom. But what sets Canvas apart, and what I think you're really going to like about using Canvas, is the fact that you have all these other things that you use, right? So you've got all these other programs with all these other logins that can now talk and tie in to Canvas, which is super powerful. Then you have this whole community of users that have been using this platform for years. Canvas has been around. I think we call them the OGs. I do a podcast. That's how much I love Canvas. I've got a fan-based podcast about it. But we have a Canvas-based podcast that Shirley would probably get involved with, but we have hundreds of listeners, tens of thousands of downloads. Like, it's huge. Like, it blew up. We didn't expect it. But because all of these people use it, we call them the OGs. They've been using it for 8 years. And they've created little templates and little videos and little slides. And I see we've got some comments about like K through 2, or our training is going to be specific. That's all going to be laid out over the next couple weeks. Today, we're just going to give you a general overview of how to click things and move around in the platform. But if you're interested in K through 2 friendly tips on how to use Canvas, there are tons of resources. We'll include some links if we're quick enough while we're each kind of presenting and demoing. We might like go to Google and type in K through 2 Canvas examples, and there's just so many community resources. That it sounds bad to say as a tech person to say, well, we'll Google it for you and send it to you. But honestly, if you don't have time to look for, that's what we're here for. That's why Kelly and I are here. We're here to help you find the resources. We're here to point you in the right directions and help you use Canvas efficiently. So that's what we're here for. All right. So just to kind of show you what Canvas looks like in a robust instance that has been set up and that's very functional in future times, right? This isn't what yours is going to look like day one. You shouldn't expect it to look like this. And you also shouldn't get overwhelmed that it doesn't look like this, because I think we'll have all over the spectrum, right? But this is an instance of what that looks like. You have what's called a global navigation. So we'll start in kind of the navigation side of things. So you have a global navigation, which is to the left-hand side over here under your account when you sign in. That global navigation will probably look different depending on what's turned off and what's turned on in your districts, okay? So the ones that we'll talk about and show you are like dashboard and courses. Those are probably the two most important that you need to be thinking about right now. Maybe commons later once we get into some more trainings and we release some more materials for you. But right now it's dashboard and courses. Dashboard's gonna be a place where you're gonna see to-do lists, you're gonna see things coming up, you'll be able to view grades quickly, you'll also be able to see the published courses. That's dashboard. Courses is a place that will give you a list of courses like workroom, like all of your other courses that you're involved in. And it might be a good time to talk about workroom because we've got a lot of chatting there, Kelly. But we would consider workroom like a sandbox course. It's a course you can go in and play and learn in a Canvas space. It can be different for every instance. But we believe some of the Clark County teachers are using a workroom course as kind of a sandbox. So, but if you ever hear us refer to a sandbox or a place you can play around, probably talking about workroom. Yeah, so if you're ever searching Canvas Commons, you'll find the term sandbox is pretty prevalent because that's what we use. Okay, so that is kind of the basic layout of the overview. We'll dive into a little bit of the navigation. In each course, once you click on your course from the dashboard or from your courses menu, you will bring up what's called the course navigation. So you have two navigations happening here, all right? You have global navigation, which is on the left-hand side. It's under your picture or your accounts, and it's a way to kind of function inside Canvas as a whole. On the right side, you have course navigation, which is a place that you can see your announcements or any modules that you built, any grading schemes that you have, and settings. There's also a lot of other things you see here that are grayed out. As a teacher, Canvas allows you to turn these things on and off to simplify your life, right? To make things easier for you. So today, we'll show you a few things, and then we might at the end, it might be a little in the weeds as well, but going to settings and turning off those things or graying them out so it's a little less overwhelming for you when you go inside a course. But these things are automatic, they're added, you can see them right off the bat. The graying out means that they've been turned off for student view, and they can only see just a few things. And we think that's really important, all right? So let's take a look at what that is inside the platform. So I've created an example course here, and you can see, we talked a little bit earlier, there was that global navigation. You can see that on the left-hand side. So we have dashboard, courses, calendar, inbox, and the help menu. And then I have course navigation right next to that. Home, announcements, assignments, discussions, grades. If things are turned on and off, which means these are the things that students can see or cannot see, you will see the eyeball with the slash through it, which means that they can't see it, okay? So basic navigation, that's it. You just learned the course navigation model inside Canvas. Super simple, right? And you can remove that from your memory banks. I know how to work inside Canvas. The next thing that we're going to talk about is creating announcements. And I absolutely love announcements for a lot of basic communications with kids, because I worked at districts, and I continue to work at a few districts, that just they have a number of platforms. What should I be using? Should I be using Remind 101? Should I be using all of these? Should I be using Google Voice to communicate with my kids? Should I be using email? What's the best way to communicate with the students in my class? Canvas has a built-in announcement feature that allows you to send notifications to kids that you can put on your homepage that are really robust ways to communicate. And as a communications teacher, this is the one I get really passionate about because those tools are just baked into the platform. You don't need external tools anymore. They're inside this platform to create announcements, to be able to show yourself or let them hear your voice, have them comment on things they don't understand. Announcements is a great place to start with. So we're going to take a look at where to find announcements, which again, we feel like is really helpful. So again, we are in our example course inside Canvas, and you will see announcements inside your course navigation. So here's announcements. We're going to click the announcements tab. And in the announcements tab, I've created a few tests here, but let me get rid of them because you're probably starting from scratch. Apologize for that. Normally I have that ready to go. So no announcements set yet. It says here no announcements, but you can create an announcement above. So up here, we'll see the plus button, plus announcement. And then from here, you can now add a ton of stuff inside this platform. So what I really like to do, especially right off the bat, starting school, is to add a video or add some links to some course material that you may already have available. We're going to talk about how Google integrates really well with Canvas in a future date training. That's not going to happen today, but nothing is stopping you from, if you have a syllabus already created in Google Docs, to come down here and add that link to the syllabus, right? This is what we consider in the tech business WYSIWYG, and if you've ever heard of that before, it's what you see is what you get. So as you build inside this editor portion of the Canvas instance or in this announcement, whatever you see here is what the students will see when you're finished. So in this case, I'm going to say, hello class, maybe welcome to the pandemic craziness that is, right? So welcome to 2020, 2021 school year. And then down here, you can start typing that announcement. Now, every instance is a little bit different when it comes to how the rich content editor is shown. In this case, I want to show you a feature inside the new rich content editor, which should be in most instances at this point. But I want to show you how to embed video and audio right inside this announcement. It's really easy to do. There is an icon inside the rich content editor up at the top where you would do like some text and font edits, put things in the middle. You can add images. You can do links. You can remove a link if it didn't work. You can also embed an image. There is some math equation functionality inside Canvas LMS, which gets my math teachers raising the roof, which is awesome. I love to see that. Yeah, the math integration is fantastic. And then we have record or upload media. So in this case, I'm going to record an announcement as I'm sitting here in front of my camera. Hi, I'm here. And I taught audio video production. We had a TV studio, a radio station. I recognize there are kids and adults and teachers who do not like to see their face while they're talking, and they're uncomfortable with that. So in that case, you can turn the webcam off and just do audio. Just use your microphone to record an opening message. So this might be easier for those students that don't necessarily want to read a long page of instructions and an announcement or want to read or decipher some information. They'd rather listen to it. And I'm a big proponent of that. So this is a great place to start. You can do start recording. It will count down. That will be embedded right inside your message. Now, let's say you use something like Flipgrid or another audio program, or you want to download some media files in another format. You can do that, and then you can upload them, and they will post and paste right inside the announcement. So once you've created that content, you can come down and you can hit save. Once you hit save, and then you have options for allowing users to comment, enable, again, we don't want to get into the weeds. We are showing you how to create an announcement, and then we're moving on. So in this case, we're going to create an announcement, and then we are going to save it. And that announcement is now being posted inside my course. So in home, you'll see that announcement doesn't show up, right? So we need to make a change to our course settings to make that announcement show up. Yeah, the video can be as long as you'd like. I will tell you, recommendations, yeah, limit your uploaded media to Canvas due to limited storage capacities. That's going to be individual to each district. Whatever guidance you're getting from your individual districts, please listen. We can give you best practices. I can tell you to keep them short and sweet. We have found over research on doing, as I've done a lot of research in video content and instructional content with instructors, doing that on an online platform, anything over 3 minutes, they're probably not going to watch. So I always tell my instructors to keep it to 1 minute to 3 minutes, keep them short, and it would be a great place to collaborate with them. So in announcements, again, we're only going to show you one thing. When I get to this page, you're going to freak out. Oh no, settings, there's tons of them. What do I do? We are just still working in announcements. We have an announcement that's not being shown on this home page. So let's go to settings. Down here in your course navigation, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see more options, okay? You'll click more options, scroll down, you'll see show recent announcement on home page. Let's show them. I'll do the last 3. You can do 1. You can actually do up to 15 announcements being shown on the home page at once, so it allows you to customize. Update course details. Again, I didn't tell you to touch anything else. It was more options added to the home page. So now when you go to the home page, there they are right at the top of the page. My favorite thing in the world. I love announcements. Once notifications are turned on and things are happening and you're using the app, like, it's seamless, right? It's almost like they got a text message from you, but it came right inside the Canvas platform and it's being secured behind all of that fancy stuff. All right, so that's announcements. Kelly, do you want to show modules here?
Okay, I can do that. Just trying to catch up with all the chat questions.
I can take that over.
All right, if you don't mind. And if we didn't get to yours, if I missed it, we are going to go back through all of the chat questions. We're going to create a Q&A doc, and that will be one of the things that gets sent out, hopefully on Friday, to everyone. So your question will get answered. Yeah, so I am in a Canvas demo course. I didn't share my screen now, did I? Let me do that. There we go. And this is just sort of an example course that I created. It's an elementary course, as a matter of fact. But what I want to show you is how to create a module. And in the course navigation over here, we're going to go to the modules button. And I've already created quite a few modules in the course. Modules are a way to group content. And there's many different ways that people do it. Some people will do it by sort of a chronological order. They'll do it by week or day or month. Some people do it by topic or thematic unit. There's lots and lots of different ways to group your content. But modules basically drives the course. And what I mean by that, I'm going to show you. If I click on the About My Teacher page in my module, at the bottom, you'll see that there's a previous button and a next button, bottom left and bottom right. Those show up because I've created things in order in my module, and whatever was in my module next is what they're going to see when they click the next button. So the order that you put things into your modules does matter, because when the kids or your students click next or previous, that's how that gets determined. So I'm clicking next and moving through the course in a specific order. To create a module, click modules. When you're in a course, it may be blank. You may not have any yet, and so it'll look a little differently than mine. That's okay. But at the top right, you're going to see a plus module button. Click that and give your module a title. So you just, depending on what it is that you're creating, it might be a welcome module. Click the add button. Now, when you create a new module, it always goes to the very bottom. And this is a big course that I have in my demo, so I have to scroll way down to the bottom to find it. And there it is. There's my welcome module. There's nothing in it yet, but it's there. And then if I want to move it up to the top, I can grab those handlebars and I can drag it to where I want to put it. But because my course is so big, I have a shortcut, and that's over on the right. I'm going to click the three dots, which is an icon in Canvas that means that there's more options for you. So I'm going to click that more options icon, and I'm going to say move module. And then here I have a drop down that lets me decide where I want to put it. I could put it at the top. I could put it after a module that I choose if I want to stick it in the middle somewhere. I'm going to put it at the top so it's easy to see. And click move. And there it is. Now it's at the top. Okay. So that's basically how you create a module, and I can create as many modules as I like. The next thing is we want to put some content in our module. So I'm going to show you how to create a page. So across from the title of the module, I'm just going to drag my mouse across until I get to the plus sign. Click plus, and this is how I add things to my module with that plus sign. So it says add, and there's a drop down. I can add an assignment or a quiz, a file, a page, a discussion, etc., etc. I'm going to pick page. And then I want to create a brand new page. So I'm going to click new page. When I do that, it gives me a box to give it a title. So we're going to call this page 1 because I can't think of anything clever. So I'm going to make a new page. I gave it a title. I'm going to click add item. And if you look right underneath the title of the module now, there's my page. It's blank. There's nothing on it except the title. I'm going to click on the title to open it. And then again, it's blank, but if I click edit, the top right, edit is always right there no matter what it is you're working on. Give it a second to open up. And now I can work in the rich content editor, which is this big empty box, and I can put my content. So I could type whatever I want the students to see. I could use the icons just above in the menu to do some formatting. Don't want to go crazy with that, but if I wanted to make something a certain color, I could do that. All the typical, icons that you would see even if you were in a Word document or a Google Doc. So there isn't anything really scary there. I could center it or right align it or left align it. You just kind of, basically what I would say to you when you first get into a page is just click all the buttons, see what it does. That's kind of the best way to learn, is just to get in there and try things. Now text is boring, so I want to put a picture in there. So I'm going to click on the icon for images, and there's a little drop down, and I can upload an image from my computer. And I can do that. I can drag and drop it if I have something handy. I don't, so I'm going to just click that, and it'll open up my computer files for me. I need to drag that down so I can see it. And I'm going to go to my images and find something to put on this page. I'm going to put this owl just because it's handy. And now I have an image. Alt text is what the screen reader will read to a student who has, I can't think of the term, Eddie, help me, has a visual problem. So if they can't see basically, or don't see well, the screen reader will read to them so that they know what's on the screen. So I would just basically, for this one, for the alt text, just say owl or picture of owl.
Yeah, it's a way for the accessibility checker to see it as a caption. Yeah.
Thank you. I just got a little tongue tied there. And then it'll show you that the image is on your page. That's really big, so I can click on it, and I can resize it by just kind of grabbing a corner and pulling. That's a nice, easy way. There's another way though, and I prefer that, which is this image options pop up here. It gives you this little window on the right, and it gives you sizes to choose from. And the reason I like this is because it'll give your course images consistency, so that, you know, either they're small, medium, large, or extra large, but they're always pretty much the same across pages and assignments. So just a little tip there. And then I'll click done, and it'll be consistent every time I use that medium size. Okay. There are lots of things you can do with a page. I could add a table to a page. I could add a video or audio recording to my page. I could record myself like Eddie did for his announcement. I could add that on there. I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but this is just enough, I think, to get you started. Once you've got enough on your page created, make sure you save it at the bottom right, or save and publish it if it's ready for your students to see. Publish means your students can see it. Remember that.
Yeah, I saw a few comments that we could probably take audibly here, but some of the people that said they were told in morning trainings that separate workrooms and different subjects, that's going to be up to your district. We're obviously going to provide best practices for those district leadership training sessions and try to give our 2 cents when it comes to what Canvas feels is a best practice for your instance. And we're jumping into those conversations now, and we're trying to have those leadership sessions in the morning. So whatever you're being told by your district leadership, I would probably do what your district leaders tell you. But we will obviously make recommendations and help you where we can. And now that I've shared all these examples that I could find in the 10 minutes of Googling, I've got more like, hey, you've started it. I get it. I understand. But honestly, the community is so robust that if you go down a rabbit hole, you can find a ton of examples, people that have already created these things. I saw like specials homepages. Like, I think if I was trying to get there, but I was eventually hopefully trying to Google the right phrase to get what I needed. I always think there should be a session on Googling. I think you should be like a master Googler if you can figure out how to work your way into finding the information you need. So we're going to try our best to get you those resources by the end of the week. I think Kelly and we've created a statewide resource course that hopefully we'll be launching very shortly. I'm not going to say it's imminent, but it's close enough that you guys will be able to go into and see all of these examples or examples of things or templates of things that you can pull into your course. That's all coming. And we want to kind of be honest with you guys. We're going to build a little trust here. This is stuff that typically we spend months in preparation for, right? And Kelly can probably chime in as well. Like, this is typically a conversation we have with districts when they have 2, 3, 4 weeks, ready to go. And we're trying to do it in a few days. So we will have that training instance as a Canvas course. So you guys will be able to see it. It will be public. So when you click on it, you'll be in Canvas. Guess what? And we did that on purpose. I always like to tell a story because I think it's funny. But my father-in-law always says they're from the South. My wife's from the South. Her family's from the South, born in Alabama, Gadsden, like it's Auburn or, nothing at all. I have tons of Auburn things that I wear, and I get yelled at when we go to the South, either War Eagle or Roll Tide, and it's a big thing. And I'm like, I don't get it. I'm a Hoosier. So it's really fun. But my father-in-law has said this phrase to me, and it just has always stuck with me. It's like, I love a company that eats its own cooking. So he loves an instance to where we can keep you inside the platform, guys. We'll keep you in Canvas. We're going to train you in Canvas. You're going to be students in Canvas. You're going to see the material in Canvas so that you never leave and hopefully you stay, right? We're going to hold you hostage and all the training will be done in Canvas and you're going to love it. War Eagle, I'm already loving it. So, but that statewide training, all of those things that we're doing that's being provided by the Department of Ed will be happening inside a Canvas course that we will be launching very soon to everyone, that you'll be able to kind of tie into and see those resources that we're providing. Our Zoom chats will, like this right here that's being recorded, will be in there. The chat, we're going to create a question and answer doc with the chats after each session. That will be in there. Templates, ways to get things out of Commons and create templates. that'll be in there. So as we learn, because this is a learning process for us as well as your adoption consultants, as we learn more about what's coming at us from your district as far as what the needs are, and how we can get you ready day one, we will obviously be adding these things. So we do the vision and goal stuff in the morning, then we do this kind of training with you guys in the afternoon, but we still think it's really valuable. And honestly, I see a lot of comments about like, I don't know where to start on a homepage. Can I get examples? But just be creative. Like, this is your opportunity to create something really exciting and engaging for your kids. We have kind of adopted, as you see in some of these examples, using like a tile format. So you have 3 or 4 tiles that kids can click on in lower grade levels, even upper grade levels, just easy. Like on the mobile app, it's easy to scroll and see a big button and click the button with my finger. Like, that's the way the world works now. So you can create buttons and link them to whatever you need to link them to, whether that's a school calendar or a document or a syllabus that you have inside Canvas. All that stuff can be possible. So we're gonna, like I said, we're giving you the overview, but we hope you guys get in and play it, because now you're comfortable with 3 really great things. You can create a page, you can create a module, and you can create an announcement. That's all you need to do week 1. I don't know what your districts are telling you, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But, if I'm just getting started in a brand new tool, I need 3 things. I need 3 things that I can get started, that I can feel comfortable and confident in providing day 1. And those are the 3 things inside any course that I think will get you there. So I'm going to reshare my screen because we don't want to go off here. Looks like you're using Google Meetings in Canvas. There's lots of conversation about that. I'll let Kelly kind of take the chat back over, and we'll finish up because we only have.
Yeah, Eddie, we got to show them where to find all those good training resources.
Yes, absolutely. So let's do that next. You're the training. You love the training stuff, the training portals, and showing that off.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, why don't you share your screen, show
All right.
them where to get that. We'll kind of end there, and then maybe just give them some screenshots of some feedback stuff. But
all right,
crazy.
So you can go ahead and get yourself trained if you like, and I'm going to show you where that happens. So in Canvas, in the global navigation that Eddie showed you, which is on the far left. Let me blow this up a little. My screen's kind of small. There we go. On the far left at the bottom, there's a help button. You're going to use that help button frequently. So you click on help, and then you go to the training services portal. And this is where you can get trained. And usually you have to authorize it as soon as it loads. I didn't have to authorize it, but if you do, that's okay. You just click the button that says authorize. There's lots of different ways in here that you can take your training for Canvas, and I love that. It's basically built to accommodate what you would like to see. One that I want to point out that I haven't pointed out to the other groups before, but I'm going to start doing so, is the Canvas Quick Launch course. It's called Preparing to Launch. If you want to learn just enough to get started, this is the one you want. So that would be a good one to take. Underneath there, though, starting with number 1, we have some modalities to choose from. And the first one is learning pathways. And what that means is there are courses in here, and they've grouped them together into sort of a learning pathway for you. K-12 First Day Ready is definitely what you want. They have grouped together 4 different courses to get you from I've never seen Canvas before in my life to I have just built a course and my students are ready. So all you have to do when you get to K-12 First Day Ready is click Enroll to get started. That was number 1, learning pathways. Under that is courses. And there are 18 individual courses that you can take. Over on the right side of the page, you can view all of them by clicking the View All button. And then you can look at all of your choices. One that I'm going to suggest to you, if you don't want to use the pathway, is just jump into creating a Canvas course. That would be a good one to take. And again, you just click Enroll. One thing I like is it shows you at the bottom of that card how long it approximately will take you. So this one says 61 minutes. You can also filter and search if you have a specific topic that you want, you don't want to scroll down through there, you could search by saying announcement, for example, or page or quiz. And I'm going to go back to the library and show you the third option. So we had our learning pathways and our courses. Underneath that are videos. There are 55 of those. So again, I'm going to go to view all. This is kind of where I would go if it was me. I like to just watch a video, try something, come back and watch it again if I didn't get it. They're shorter. So for example, student view for submitting assignments is only 6 minutes long. And it tells you at the bottom of the card how much time you will probably invest. Creating quizzes, 15 minutes long. So pick the one that you want to take and click enroll. And again, if you need to search, let's do discussion. Whoops. That will narrow it right down for you. So use the search to help you get there. The fourth one, I couldn't get to load earlier, but the fourth one basically is if you're the kind of person who'd really rather have a teacher, they do live webinars with Canvas trainers. And you can sign up for those as well. And it is trying to load, so hopefully that will work for me. If it doesn't, just know that it's at the bottom, and you can sign up for those live sessions.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kelly has like hamsters running her internet today. So.
I do have the hamsters today. Yes.
You gotta wait on those guys.
And they're tired. They've been used a lot this week, so
yeah, for sure.
Just trust me that it's at the bottom.
Do you want to show the Canvas guides really quick?
I do. I really do.
We can finish on something fun.
Okay. Search the Canvas guides. Okay. Back into wherever you're at in Canvas. Go to the global navigation and click help. Lots of people like a good how-to document with screenshots and step-by-step. If you're one of those people, click search the Canvas guides. I go to the Canvas guides multiple times a day, and I've been with this company for over 3 years now. It's the best resource there is. They're up to date. They tell you everything you need to know. So click on Canvas. Sorry if you hear a dog barking. And then most of the time you're going to go to instructor guide. But if you're looking for how a student does something, you could click student guide. There's an admin guide for those that are running things behind the scenes at the district. You're going to click instructor guide. You'll get a table of contents. Sorry about the dog. And then let's say you want to learn how to make an assignment. So in the assignment section, look at all these details I can look at if I want to. But near the top, I've got, let's see. How do I create an assignment? We'll use that one. So you click on it and you get the step-by-step guide. So you go to the assignments button, you click plus assignment, you follow all the steps. It tells you exactly what to do step-by-step with pictures. If you don't want to scroll and do all the looking, right off the bat, you can just go to search content, type assignments, and you'll get there quicker. So that is what you're going to want to do anytime you want to learn how to do something in Canvas. Those are your two primary resources, the training portal and the Canvas guides. And then I'll turn it back to Eddie.
Awesome. Thank you. We have 5 more minutes. So can I show you something cool in Canvas that you're going to love? But I honestly, it is a little bit in the weeds, but it's like the last thing to show you. I think it's the thing.
I say do it.
It's the thing that most teachers get excited about it. So I'm going to share my screen again. Bear with me 2 seconds. So we're not going to show you like the ins and outs of assignments and quizzes and discussions and creating, these really robust assessment features inside Canvas, because again, that's in the weeds. But to get to your gradebook, you will click on grades in the side navigation. We do want to show you how to get to the gradebook when you decide to dive in with both feet. There's also a speed grader option. Again, we are showing you a screenshot of what speed grader looks like. We're not going to jump into it because I don't think it's something that you really want to get into day one. So, but it's there and it's available. It's really robust. on a mobile app. It is awesome. You can annotate, you can draw, you can circle, you can create grades and rubrics in this really robust grading platform that's not really available anywhere else. So SpeedGrader is the term you're probably looking for when you're Googling those. How do I use SpeedGrader? SpeedGrader is the term. It's a great place for Canvas assessments. This is the thing I want to show you. So in Canvas, there is a feature when you create an assignment. I'm going to create one really quick. Again, they know, oh, I've already got one created. Good. So inside grades, when you go to that grade book, this is a feature that all teachers like lose their minds over, and I love it. Up here, under that assignment, I've unpublished it. Hey, friends don't let friends go unpublished. That's another thing we probably will get into when we start training these things. Let me go back to my quiz. This is one of those things where I want to say, like, pay no attention to the guy behind the curtain because he keeps clicking the wrong thing. Go back into assignments. There we go. So you'll notice that there's a great example of how to fail forward, right? So you notice that we had that unpublished. And a lot of this content that you create, if it's not published, kids can't see it. So in this case, like we have this crossed out mark here. If we click it, it's published, kids can see it. All is right with the world. Now I get to show you something cool. So in the gradebook, when those assignments come in, there is something called Message Students Who. It's my favorite feature of all time. If you click your skinny snowman, your pickle stack, your ice cream sundae, lots of people call it different things. It are the 3 dots that are right next to your assignment, and they'll pop up when you hover over that assignment in the gradebook. Click your 3 dots, scroll down to Message Students Who, and this allows you to create a message, to create some immediate feedback to students in a number of different categories. Students that haven't submitted yet, students that haven't been graded yet, students that maybe scored less than 50%, scored less than 5 or 6, depending on what you have set as your point structure, or scored more than. You want to give everybody a great job, right? So this feature is the feature that blows a lot of teachers' minds, which is like, oh, this is incredible. Like, because there are times where you're waiting on assignments, the due date is coming up, you see 3 people haven't done it yet, you can immediately come in here and say, I want to message them right now, haven't submitted yet. Hey guys, the deadline's coming up on Friday, make sure you get that in, send message. And it just goes to those 3 kids because you've set that. So Message Students Who, one of my favorite features. I love to end on it because it's one of those features that's a little bit more advanced. We've shown you the basics, but I think it gets you excited about using it because, again, you haven't been exposed to something like that. And it is a really, really cool feedback tool for communication with kids. I think it just increases your knowledge of the tool. So we really appreciate you guys coming in. It's been awesome. We're going to share a ton of resources in the next few days. I know that Janie shared the link to the state website. That is incredible. And I think that it'll be great for you guys to just jump in on those 3 things. Remember, we're only doing 3. You can be overwhelmed. And if you stick with us for a few more minutes, let's do this. We haven't done this yet. I'm going to relaunch the poll, and now I want to see where people are at. I want to see if now people feel they're a little bit more dangerous. This will make my life happy before we leave for the day. So we're relaunching the poll. Hop on. I love to see it. I think we did our job today.
Nice.
Yes, guys, absolutely. Make sure your email address is in the chat before you take off. We appreciate you being a part. We will be creating a ton of resources and we'll get back to you. There won't be anything extra that you'll have to do. We'll either house those on the district or the Nevada Department of Ed websites, or we'll be sending them over email. So you'll probably get a lot of communication from me and Kelly over the next few days. So we're excited to be part of your team, and we're going to hold your hand through the process. I know there's still some people scared out there. We're going to make it happen. You're going to do it.
Yep, it's going to be great. Thank you for letting us come and work with you. We're excited. Take care.